The weekend is almost here, and I'd always say, weekends actually start, on Thursdays. So I don't know about you, but if your thoughts are different, they really won't be completely, different. One would say, because I mean, we're just counting hours, from tomorrow, and it becomes, the weekend officially. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We understand that some of you actually stay on this dial. You literally sleep on this dial, and no pun intended, but we don't take it for granted. From dusk to dawn, you are on this dial, and the truth is, this energy is what actually, encourages us with our team of professionals, to give you the very best of information and, educative, programs, just so you are abreast with the latest trends, not just in Nigeria, but of course across the globe. Right, this is Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, your radio experience you can count on. And without mincing words, we've got the bragging rights to say that this is the number one dial, not just in the city of Abuja, but across the country. You can take that to the bank, because we give you the audio visual experience, right? At the moment, we are streaming specifically on YouTube and Facebook. So I'd like to encourage you our Facebook and YouTube channels, right? So you can see exactly what is going on in the studios. Yes, to those of you who always stop by the YouTube and Facebook, pages, thank you sincerely. And please, when you stop by, just so I acknowledge the fact that you stopped by, so it's good for you to drop a message, all right? So I can also take your messages. I really would be glad, to do that. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's very, very important as a family member, all right? On Facebook, do well to share our videos. These are very good contents that we create on a daily basis, just for your listening and viewing pleasure. So do well to share these videos. Do well to, drop a comment. It's very, very important. Thank you all so much for always coming through. Best believe we don't take, your dedication and your loyalty for granted. All right, this is the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show, your early morning booster, just the right dose, the right proportion of, energy boost or booster that you need to start the day. Honestly, if you're not listening to this dial, if you're not on this dial, you are wrong. So hurry now, tell your neighbor to put on their radio set. If you're in a car right now and maybe you're listening, using your phone to listen to us right now, tell the driver, come on, Oga driver, I'm tuned to Eagles FM 102.3, because on here, you definitely will get value for your data, you get value for your time, and I say these things without mincing words. My name is Omoefe Peter Semere, and from all indication, if you're watching us right now on YouTube and Facebook, you can tell that I will be riding solo today. It feels good to be in the studios this morning, and best believe I will be back bright and early next week, Monday morning, with Udwak. I really missed, Udwak. Especially on, the Eagles Morning Rise every Monday. And that's because we had to make, a little bit of adjustment here and there. But of course, I will be making a comeback, even better on Monday morning, bright and early. Well, today is Thursday, and of course, Thursdays, they say, are for throwbacks, right? I really don't have much to throw back, to today because of time. I really want to be very judicious, I want to use the time I have today judiciously, and I want to do it meticulously as well. So, I'd like you to know, for starters, I think last week, I actually attended a media briefing, right? Born and Child Health Week, that is the MNCH in the FCT, and I already gave you a hint or a heads up of what this week is all about. The good news is the week actually starts today. Yes, the Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Week starts today, December 5th through 9th of December 2024. Just so you know again that the MNCHW is a week set aside to deliver a package of key maternal, newborn, and child survival interventions that have been proven to reduce maternal, neonatal, and child mortality. And during this round, there will be integration of oral polio vaccine, one of the key interventions, as a way, of halting further transmission of circulating vaccine-derived poliovirus, that is the CVDPV, in FCT in particular and Nigeria in general. Now, we were also made to understand that approximately 1 million under 5 children, they die annually before their 5th birthday due to malnutrition and vaccine preventable disease. Malnutrition prevalence amongst under 5 children in the FCT, like most Nigerian states, is indeed alarming. Now, to cut the long story short, a lot is actually expected, right? Throughout, the 5th of this month, to the 9th of this month. The round of the MNCH week will provide free health services like oral polio vaccination for children 0 to 59 months, vitamin A supplementation for children 6 to 59 months. Children, at the age of 12 to 59 months would also be dewormed. There will be routine immunization against vaccine preventable diseases for children 0 to 11 months. And also there will be growth monitoring and promotion. There will be birth registration, family planning services, hand washing demonstration, food demonstration, and nutrition screening of children 6 to 59 months. These, and among other things, are what you should expect, basically at this time. Talking about the maternal, newborn, and child health week, which starts today and built to end on the 9th of December 2024. So this is a wake-up call to eligible, mothers and also children, and also the heads of the homes, right? Our fathers, right? The men. We know your place, and no one is actually disputing that. But please, we also understand that some of you have reservations. You wouldn't want to allow your wives, take your kids out for vaccination, immunization, if you like, probably because of, some misinformation or information and belief, systems that some of you actually are used to. But come on, we've also been assured that these vaccines are safe. So please do well to encourage your wives to take your children, all right, for vaccination, because it is absolutely important. This crusade is going to be on until the 9th of December 2024, because they say the media is the watchdog of a society. We're here to, inform you, to educate you, and also to enlighten you, to be a better Nigerian. That's just about it, basically. And that being said, well, a lot is going on across the country at the moment, from the tax reform bills to the renewed onslaught against corruption in Nigeria. Maybe I should just quickly ring the bell to the fact that the EFCC has been all out, not just in recent times, but it appears they've really been, on top of, their game. So ringing the bell to that would just, would just be a way of encouraging them to do more, right? So that's for the EFCC and other, anti-corruption, agencies that have been doing their best or their bid, just to curb corruption and, if possible, eliminate it from the country, completely. All right, on the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show, just to give you a heads up of on what to expect from us. This hour, we get to take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. You will definitely call in to share your 2 cents like you always do. And of course, at the 8 o'clock hour, Vic will be right here to bring you up to speed on the latest happenings, in the world of sport. You would also get to, you would also call in to share your 2 cents as well. And the final hour of the Eagles Morning Rise would be the Eagles Outlook, where we discuss, national burning issues. And today we're going to be looking at the anti-corruption drive, of this administration. Has it been, making, any progress? Have we recorded, progress, significant progress or not? But again, this conversation would actually be against the backdrop of, the single largest asset recovery, milestone of the EFCC. Different views and counter views have been trailing it. So we're going to be analyzing all of this at the 9 o'clock hour. And again, I encourage you to share your thought with us at that point in time. So one thing that beautifies the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show is the fact that we love to carry everyone along. It's not just enough for us to have this conversation. The feedback that we get from you is is very important. So beyond you calling in, to share your thoughts, you can also drop a comment right across YouTube and Facebook. That way we know that you are, viewing, watching, or listening. It is very important. So if you're yet to go online at this point in time to see what is going on, I encourage you to hurry now to Facebook and also to YouTube at Eagles FM Abuja, because we are streaming at the moment. Leave a comment. Some of you are already, responding. Thank you very much. Like our videos. It's very important. Now, let me quickly intimate you on 10 things that you need to know for today, Thursday. Right. The Senate on Wednesday constituted a committee headed by the minority leader, Senator Abba Moro of the People's Democratic Party, Benue South, to meet with the Attorney General of the Federation to address the contentious issues associated with the tax reform bills, which have generated various concerns across the country. And moving on to Zamfara State, where, the police command right there has accused the newly identified terror group Lakurawa of being responsible for the recent explosions that rocked two villages in Dansadao district, Maru local government area of the state. Now, Muhammad Shehu Dalijan, the state police commissioner, made the claim on Wednesday. Moving on, President Bola Tinubu has returned to Abuja following his official visits to France and South Africa, and the president arrived at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, aboard an Airbus A330 at 9:10 p.m. Welcome back, Mr. President. And now the Nigeria Police Force has linked many cases of missing young women to ritual practices with a growing connection to the rising hookup culture in the country. The public relations officer of the Ogun State Command, Omolola Odutola, revealed this on Wednesday when she was featured on Channels Television's Morning Brief. Indeed, it is a very disturbing trend that our young women, our girls, ladies, they become victims, of ritual practices by way of, hookup. That is now a culture, one would say, and it's quite very rampant. I mean, it's quite rampant, especially at this time of the year, probably because people are under pressure, but who's pressuring who? We don't know. All right. But it's good for you to be very, very careful. Be mindful of the places you visit and whoever it is that is inviting you over. All right. I mean, I'm not going to come on here to decide for you what to do as an adult. I'll leave it there and move on to the next one we have here, which is that the Naira on Wednesday appreciated to 1,695 Naira per dollar in the parallel market from 1,725 Naira per dollar on Tuesday. However, the Naira remained stable at 1,772 Naira per dollar in the Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market, that is NAFEM. Now, the National Executive Committee Ohanaeze Ndigbo Worldwide has reaffirmed its commitment to the turn of Rivers State producing, the next President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo by 2025. Dr. Alex Ogbonnaya, the National Publicity Secretary of Ohanaeze Ndigbo Worldwide, disclosed this at the end of the next meeting of Ohanaeze Ndigbo in Enugu on Wednesday. The seventh thing you need to know for today would be the fact that human rights lawyer and activist Dele Farotimi was on Wednesday remanded in prison for allegedly defaming a legal luminary and founder of Afe Babalola University, Are Afe Babalola SAN. Now, Farotimi was arraigned before a magistrate court in Ado Ekiti on Wednesday morning, and I tell you, this particular development has been sparking a lot of reactions. I mean, activists are, they are everywhere now. I mean, with hashtags release Dele Farotimi and what have you. But again, let's see how that, would pan out in the days to come. Moving on to the eighth thing you need to know would be the fact that the Senate on Wednesday summoned the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace, Festus Keyamo, Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Captain Chris Najomo, airline operators and other relevant stakeholders over the incessant flight delays and cancellations by airlines. But isn't that a tradition already, especially at this time of the year? I'll leave it there and move on to the next one, which says, despite the commencement of petrol production by two major refineries in Nigeria in the last 3 months, Oil marketers have continued to import and distribute the product nationwide. Now, reports emerged on Wednesday that marketers imported 2.3 billion liters of petrol between September 11 and December 5th, 2024. Now, what could be the reason? Is it the price differentials? Is it the bottlenecks? All right. Well, I'm not aware of any of these, reasons or concerns as to why marketers are still importing petrol. All right, despite the fact that we have two major refineries in the country, that have commenced, petrol production. And then the last thing you need to know for this morning would be the fact that the Senate approved the Investments and Securities Repeal and Enactment Bill 2024 for its third reading on Wednesday. And the passage followed the consideration and adoption of recommendations presented by the Senate Committee on Capital Market, chaired by Senator Osita Izunaso of the All Progressives Congress, Imo West. Well, that's just about it, ladies and gentlemen, fathers and mothers, young and old, on the 10 things you need to know today, being Thursday, the 5th of December, 2024. That being said, let's quickly take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers and see what, the national dailies are reporting this morning. Right. I've got just 4 national dailies at this point in time. I'll see if I can get, 2 more. All right. I've got the Nigerian Tribune, I've got the Guardian, I've got the Nation, and I've also got the Daily Trust newspaper. So we would be starting off with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. The Nigerian Tribune newspaper leads with Senate suspends action on tax reform bills. Senate suspends action on tax reform bills. With a rider underneath it, it says, summons emergency meeting with Attorney General of the Federation to iron out disputed areas. You find that story on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. And then, Zenith Bank wins Bankers Bank of the Year Award 2024. Details on page 6. Bandits plant explosives along Zamfara Road, kill travelers. You find that one on page 15. And with regards to this particular story, we've been made to understand, or it has been alleged, that a new terror group is responsible for this, unfortunate development right there in Zamfara State. I'm talking about the Lakurawa terror group. All right. Details on page 15, by the way. Moving on to page 7, South Africa eyes Nigeria's lithium for electric vehicle revolution. Details on page 7. And then when you head on to page 19, PDP crisis, that is the kicker. BOT members meet today. All right. And just above the Nigerian Tribune logo, Oshun or your people waiting to teach APC lesson, Makinde boasts. Right underneath it says, hails Adeleke on infrastructure project. You find that one on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And moving on to page 3, despite federal government's intervention, cost of medicines keep rising. Right. Details on page 3. All right. And then on page 11, alleged defamation. That is the kicker. Court remands Farotimi in prison. NBA condemns arrest, demands his immediate release. Details of our story this morning on page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. I'll leave it right there for the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Do well to grab a copy to get details of the reviewed headlines. The Guardian newspaper is leading differently from the Nigerian Tribune. It leads with Antimicrobial Awareness Week. Antibiotics abuse worsens drug resistance. Claims 64,500 lives yearly. There is a breakdown right there on the front page of the Guardian newspaper, taking a look at the causes of antibiotic resistance. All right. But all of that you find this morning on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And then moving on to page 29, not page 29 now, page 4, MacArthur, others lament loss of $200 billion to corruption in Nigeria. MacArthur, Others lament loss of $200 billion to corruption in Nigeria. You find that one on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. And then why NIN has not been effective in stemming kidnapping. Why NIN, that is the national identity number, has not been effective in stemming kidnapping. You find that one on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. That might actually be a good read for you and a number of Nigerians who actually have, reservations with regards to the fact that Nigerians were even made to link, their SIM cards to their NIN. Yet, it seems to be a Herculean task, tracking kidnappers who kidnap their victims and also demand, for ransom. But again, that's on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And then moving on to page 6, tax reform bills, that is the kicker. Senate bows to pressure, suspends hearings. And then moving on to page 5, court remands Farotimi till December 10 for alleged defamation. On page 28, NNPCL faults Falana, insists Port Harcourt refinery producing fuel. Details on page 28. And then moving on to page 5, Oyo Oshun residents will never allow APC back in power, Makinde says. Federal government earns a 2.78 trillion naira taxes from telecoms and tech companies in the first half of 2024. That's actually on page 5, and that's a business news story. You get details on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And of course, we see this one also talking about Zenith Bank doing the most with Bank of the Year award. All right, I'll leave it there real quick for the Guardian newspaper this morning. Now let's take a look at the Nation newspaper. The front page of the Nation newspaper leads with tax reform bills as the big news story. It says Senate executive in bid for consensus. And right underneath it says organize the private sector, tax experts, Sanwo-Olu, reform a necessity. You find details of our story this morning on the front page, and it continues on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. And just above that big news story, South Africa targets Nigerian lithium for e-vehicle revolution. E-vehicle, that is electric vehicle revolution, right? And then right underneath it says foreign investments safe, says Tinubu. Details on the front page, and it continues on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. NDLEA arrested 14,000 suspects, seized 2.4 kilograms of illicit drugs in 10 months. Details on page 5. Moving on to page 2, Borno woman wins every home a garden, 25 million naira top prize. All right. Okay, you have a photograph right down the front page as well that speaks to that headline with the wife of the president, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. That's the first lady, presenting, the prize to the Borno woman. I recall very clearly when she started this project, where she encouraged women and Nigerians in general, to have a garden, all right, at their disposal. That way you get to grow your vegetables, and you're sure of what you get to consume at the end of the day. So 25 million naira, that's, a lot, one would say. But again, congratulations to the winner. All right, and moving on to page 7, CBN explains the extension of early exit plan to all workers. CBN explains extension of early exit plan to all workers. Detail 7, and then moving on to page 6, Abiodun presents 1.05 trillion naira 2025 expenditure plan. And on page 7, you still have the Zenith Bank story doing the most, right? And then 61 aircraft to join NAF fleet next year. Air Chief, it is our golden era. All right, details on the front page. It continues on page 2 as well. And then Kwara government demotes teacher for stripping corps member. Details on page 5. But come to think of it, demoting the teacher, is that enough? Is that about it in terms of punitive measures? You really need to see the video or the pictures, They were actually, in circulation over the weekend where a teacher, assaulted a core member for not greeting her properly. Now it speaks volumes. But that's on page 5. I'll leave it there this morning for the Nation newspaper. Let's take a quick look at the Daily Trust. The Daily Trust newspaper leads with Senate, AGF to review tax reform bills today. All right, 2 riders underneath it. The first one says public hearing suspended indefinitely, and then the second one says new committee on aberration. All right, you find that one on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And just above it, how tax reform bills put Barrow on the spot. Details on page 11. And then moving on to page 7, staff opted for voluntary retirement, and this statement is credited to the Central Bank of Nigeria. And still on page 7, 12 burnt to death in Yobe Road accident. A very sad development right there. May their souls rest in peace. And then this one here says Lakurawa responsible for Zamfara explosion. This is coming from the police now, and you find that one on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. How 4 police officers stole 43 million naira from cargo driver. Details on page 5. And then on page 3, federal government declares a special end of year train services for Nigerians. Let me quickly ring the bell to that. Congratulations to Nigerians who would love to travel, for the Yuletide. The federal government has declared special end of year train services for Nigerians. All right, enjoy it while it lasts. They say opportunity comes but once, right? Okay. And then ex-Kwara government or Governor Ahmed misappropriated 5 billion naira UBEC fund. This is coming from a witness, and you find that one on page 10 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And that's just about the size of the headlines I will be taking across the national dailies for today because of time. So at this juncture, you can now call in to share your 2 cents. On these headlines, making the rounds across the national dailies this morning. As always, we urge you to stay civil, avoid the use of vulgar or obscene language, and then maintain 2 minutes or less if you can whilst making your contribution. That way we get to accommodate diverse views on this segment of the morning Eagles Been Rise show. The numbers to call are 090-8766-8888 or 090-7353-0044. You can send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal on 090-9705-4450. But you know what? I think you need to give me a minute to go pay this bill. I'll be back in a bit to take your calls. Do join us again.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Get the desired clients for your business and service and get your phones buzzing. From the 1st of September to the 31st of December, you can advertise and reach a large audience with the Eagle 7 Ember Months package. Advertise on any of our platforms and get a whopping 30% discount. That's right, 30% discount. For more information, please call 080-5919-8658. 080-5919-8658 or 081-5791-7278. 081-5791-7278. The Eagles FM 102.3 FM Ember package is a sure way to getting a wider clientele for your business and service.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
Thank you so much for staying with us. If you are just joining joining us. This is Pages, and this is just a segment, right, of the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show where we get to take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. And this juncture is where you get to call in to share your 2 cents with regards to the stories making the rounds across the national dailies for today. Once again, the numbers to call are 090-8766-8888 or 090-7353-0044. You can send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal on 090-9705-4450. And just to let you know as well that you can link with us on YouTube and Facebook because we are streaming at the moment. Some of you have already dropped messages or comments on the Facebook page, and I really have acknowledged already. Thank you all so much. So hurry now to YouTube and Facebook at Eagles FM Abuja so you see for yourself what is going on in the studios, and most importantly the energy that I've come with today, because I'm giving the Hagia vibe today. Yes. All right, so let's hear from you. What are your thoughts? Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
This is Barrister Hassan.
Barrister who?
Hassan.
All right, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the airport road.
All right, please go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate this program.
Thank you.
There is this headline that says bandits plant explosives. That is the Lakarawa saga.
Right.
Then you also mentioned the issue of rising cases of ritual killings of our women. These are heinous, opportunate happenings in this country. You see, this criminal imagination is rooted in long ignored and neglected socio-economic, political, democratic, and other problems that we have faced over the years. We just neglected them. We are just treating the symptoms of a very serious disease instead of the disease itself. It will not solve the problem. So let us begin by collectively identifying and confronting the real reasons causing this security problem. Instead of just deploying soldiers to go and dislodge the terrorists. This will not help us.
All right.
When we kill 1,000 terrorists today, 10,000 will come out tomorrow. Because the real deep-seated reasons behind terrorism have not been challenged, confronted, and conquered. And that is true. The God bless Nigeria. The God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Barrister, for calling. All right, let's hear from you. What are your thoughts? I mean, what do you make of these headlines, making the rounds this morning? Hello, good morning.
Hello,
good morning to you. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, my name is UND. I'm calling you right here in Asokoro.
UND, good to have you. All right, please go ahead.
Yes, I just want to use this opportunity to appreciate you people, Eagle FM 102.3. The radio experience you can count on.
Absolutely.
Secondly, I would like to welcome our president back from France and the other country we were.
South Africa.
South Africa. We are happy, and I would like to use this medium to welcome you and let him to use this opportunity that God has given him for long to write his name on good, as I always say, because he is trying his best. But the forces, for example, the insecurity, for long there are a list of people from the north. The most of this problem is that the natural resources that we have as an entity called Nigeria that is causing all this, which most of us know is not anything bad. There's natural resources. They are pushing out the indigenous people out, which is open. So I would like to let the president, because this international investment, the investors coming, you have to do this holistically, push these people out, and the northern others, the northern 19 northern people, I was born and brought up in Kaduna, as I always say.
All right.
Yes, I was born and brought up just close to the LDA, Nigerian Defense Academy.
Okay.
When you come into it, yes, when you come into a black community, that we call, that people they call it Dibageri, you know everybody. So anybody that comes that is not from their place, you have to, and they are doing that, you push them out. Thank you and God bless Nigeria. Nigeria is hope.
All right.
We have hope, we really are spirit. Now I know there's hope and there will be good and light on the tunnel.
All right.
Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, you and D, for your line of thought. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, my sister. This is King Kennedy calling from Carol.
King Kennedy, thank you so much. I saw your message
Thank
on
you.
Facebook. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're doing a very good job appearing like Ajia today. I say, wow, my
Absolutely.
sister.
Absolutely.
That's
Thank
beautiful.
you very much.
I learned your station is going to have some program. Is it this December? Yes.
Right, on the
And I
20th
want
of
to
this
say,
month.
unfortunately, I'll be having a program somewhere in Jos. But I want to have a giveaway. So any day you will read any newspaper and there is no killing in Nigeria, I'll buy 10 for anybody and I'll give it out. You know, it's painful that, just like for right here, you are telling us of bomb blasts, killing how many persons. It's so unfortunate. My sister, it's so unfortunate. Ask yourself, how many of these boys that do all those things, some of them, if you catch them, that 15, 18 years, where do they get money to buy these bombs and the rest? I think the only thing Nigeria government will do is by going after these people that sponsor these boys. Because you can't just tell me these boys know where they produce those arms. These boys have the money to go and buy these arms. That's number one. By the time you punish people, maybe death sentence on people who sponsor these boys, that will reduce crime. That's number one. Number two, community also have a role to play. You can't tell me that these people come from heaven. No. They live with us in the community. So by the time the communities arise, to know the people that are within and then stop hiding these boys, I think Nigeria will be a better person. Mind you, this insecurity is the number one reason for hunger in Nigeria. If you ask me, not even the dollars. I'm not saying completely that the dollar is up. How many persons are so far? Before you go to farm, you have to pay. Thank you. Let me stop at this point. God bless thinking Nigeria. But remember, I have the giveaway.
No problem, King Kennedy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, kind gesture. But the condition that comes with it is, it's quite a very strict one. But of course, it only means that maybe I should double, my prayers, so that I don't come on here tomorrow and even the days to come to review headlines, that have to do with killings, and what have you. But thank you so much, IA. As a matter of fact, on Tuesday, they urged the federal and state governments to urgently identify and bring to justice the individuals, groups, or organizations responsible for sponsoring armed non-state actors terrorizing Nigerians. And these two religious bodies, they actually emphasized that no individual or group, regardless of their status or network, should be shielded from accountability. And just like the last two callers, have said, perhaps this unrest or this ugly trend is probably because of the natural resources embedded in some of these regions where these acts are actually rife. But again, these natural resources, have they become a curse or a blessing? Well, maybe we should keep praying to God, to come to our rescue. And also, this should be a wake-up call, all right, to each and every one of us, not just the security operatives now, but of course the locals, the citizens, because we'll have a role to play as well in terms of giving credible, information, blowing the whistle, if you like, when you see strange faces making very funny moves or movement around your vicinity. I think it's very, very important. Hello, good morning to you. Hello.
Hello, good morning. How may I say?
Good morning.
My name is Abdul calling from Suleja. Get it?
Right, Abdul. How is Niger State this morning?
What do you say?
How is Suleja this morning?
Suleja is very cold. Very cold. And the AEDC, they are trying a little.
Okay.
The light issue.
All right.
I want to use this opportunity to welcome back Mr. President. It's welcome. since it's around now, it should look into all this killing in Nigeria. I know one day, by the grace of God, all this killing will sponsor us. They have sponsor us because these boys, they cannot have the money to buy AK-47. Do you know how much one AK-47 is costing?
Well, I don't know.
So if they, hello?
Yeah, I don't. You asked if I know how much one AK-47. You know.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a small money. At least almost 10 million naira, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
So where can they get that kind of money from? So definitely, if they didn't get their sponsor, they will still continue. So and I still support this state police.
Okay.
You know, this state police is just like community police. If the state police is in that environment, they will know. So definitely, it's just like in some areas, like some local areas. All those people there, they know the bad boys there. They know them. So you see, this state police can help also. So they should do something quick so that they will start the state police. Please.
All right.
God help Nigeria. God help Eagle FM. Thank you, Mercy.
Thank you very much, Abdul, all the way from Suleja, Niger State. All right, keep the calls coming in on 090-8766-8888 or 0907 the WhatsApp portal on 090-9705-4450. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you,
Mercy.
Right.
I heard that you are organizing a buffet for us.
All right,
I am not invited.
No, apologies. We have a hangout, all right, built for the 20th of this month, and we really look forward to 20th of this month.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Where is the venue?
Of course, the Eagles FM, radio station, but you have to pay a little token, GB, of which I know is not going to be a tall order for. It's just 5,000 naira.
Okay, we'll look at it.
All right.
We look at it. It's one of those things. Yes, let me go to the main issue.
But where are you calling from this
morning? I want to welcome Miss. Live camp.
All right, please go ahead.
I want to welcome Mr. President back. So people think that when the president is away, he's not in charge of the country. Somebody say let him come back and see security and see this and that. Wherever the president is, he's in charge of the country.
Okay.
I mean, we are family men. We live our family, travel all over Nigeria, Nigeria. The people that are running the family, we are still in charge, and the family is running. And we take control, we take charge, we give instruction, we carry out, and we tell people what to do. The same thing, the president has been in touch and in control. While he was in South Africa, he instructed the committee, the AGF, to go and see the committee on the senior committee. He will give something. Let me tell you, the world itself is evil. The world, all over the world, both America, you will see killing. South Africa, you see killing. You know what I'm saying? We can only minimize it. We can't prevent it. So our security system needs to be upgraded by community and state policing. That will help it to some extent.
All right.
There's not that it is already eliminated. If you want to eliminate them, we leave this world when we get to heaven. It's where you can see a society where there's no killing when you get to heaven.
Okay.
Population is about 200 and something million people. How many community police be? We need to protect ourselves. We need to make sure that there is no. We don't fuel ethnic and communities clashing, because all these things are accumulated to see insecurity in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, GB from Live Camp. All right, and please hurry up, and get your ticket. I personally look forward to seeing you, GB, in person. All right, we will definitely give you all very warm hugs. All right, beyond having conversations with you on radio, we really would love to see you one-on-one. And the deadline actually for the tickets, for you to get your tickets is actually 10th of this month. Maybe there would be an extension, but hurry up and get yours. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Amoife.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Olushola is calling from Central area.
Olushola, good to have you this morning. Right, please go ahead.
Thank you. I've been following you, Fisher, to this place. I will continue to follow you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, as GB and Hassan has said, we are treating the email without treating the causes of the insecurity. And you know, when government brings some restructuring, it's
Are you there, Olushola?
the same set of leaders in their respective states that is objecting to it. Are we going to continue in this type of system, and the insecurity and other challenges will be continue? That's it. All this type of security, let us treat the causes. How can some of us have been having children without taking care of it? How can we throw children to the street? What are going to be in the future? All those are the causes that they're supposed to take. And no, the criminality will continue to be a criminality. But the system must control it. And how the system can control it is to restructuring the something. I think this thing will be solved. Type of insecurity. The Southwest are doing their own. Other people are doing their own. And the other side of Nigeria should do their own. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shola, for your line of thought right there. Very much, Shola, for your line of thought right there. It actually entails, collective responsibility. If you really want to tackle, headlong all of these issues that we, are faced with as a country. All right. Hello. Good morning to you.
Peace on time. If I'm out of the body, I'm not coming back.
No, don't say that, Bright. Don't say that. Don't say that. You're not being patriotic. You're being patriotic right now. If you say that, if you travel out of the country, you won't come back.
You don't take things from the source, and you do cosmetic surgery. We start the surface, leaving the root cause of all these things. This insecurity time. Some of the stakeholders or fathers in this country have told us the source of the insecurity. We are not tackling it. We are just scratching and doing the pretending to be solving the problem. But the problem is not being solved. He told us how some bandits were recruited in this country. Since today, the man is still alive and he has still maintained his stand. That was why when he was governor of Kaduna, now, he gave us the name of people who are sponsoring the bandits and Boko Haram. The government that is ready to fight the security issues said they will not review the name. And up to today, we have not seen any cause of that. Today, and up to tomorrow, nobody has been sacked for Kuje prison break. Is it easy to go and do anything in Kuje and get away with it without any consequences or without planned war? And all the whole prisons in Nigeria, jailbreaks, nobody has been sacked. And you say you are serious. Some soldiers suffered, were killed, and they caught bandits and they released them in Nigeria. Now, in the southeast zone, you see every day we say sit at home, insecurity here and there. They say release Nnamdi Kanu. When you say that Nnamdi Kanu, you are going for that one, and you say it's the cause of insecurity. When you catch him, is he going to solve the problem? No. You go to the platform, you see their own there. You go to Benue State and Plateau State, that one is the no-go area. So, if you want to solve a problem, be sincere to the people and have a political will. It's very easy to get a strong institution, but are you going to get upright people that will run these institutions?
All right.
If you want to be sincere, let's be sincere to ourselves, not all these paintings. I don't believe in paintings and big fashion. Thank you, please. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Bright from Life Camp. I'll quickly head on now to the WhatsApp portal to take the messages and the voice notes that we have on here. And we have this one here, Prosper. Prosper from Abuja says, keep up the good work, Lady Omoife. The violence and chaos in some part of the nation is partly inbuilt. My experience with someone yesterday, which is a tendency likely to be displayed by some of his kinsmen, is a testament. No cause for alarm at the end of the brief misunderstanding though. Good morning. Prosper from Abuja. Please stay safe. Thank you so much for that message. Samia from Kuje says, good morning to you, my sister Moefe. Congratulations and welcome to another new day. Congratulations to you too. Now that the Lakurawas are spreading, have I not been vindicated when I said this is how Boko Haram terrorists started, and some northern leaders accused of former President Jonathan of killing their people? Instead of making frantic efforts to stop these dead devils who are killing people on a daily basis, no, they will not. Instead, they are busy attacking the president on the issue of tax reform bills. Please and please, northern elite and the youth, let us wake up and fight our common enemy that is ravaging the north and the entire country, which are as follows: illiteracy, poverty, hunger, insecurity, hardship, high cost of living, caused by bad governance and bad representation of some of our leaders in the north. Please, may God save us from our self-inflicted catastrophic situations. We land ourselves in Jesus' name, and the good people of the Lord will say amen. Thank you so much. Asmia from Akuje says, God bless your day, Moefe. May God bless your day too. Thank you. And then Turkin Behundu says, good morning, Efe. I'm listening from Nasarawa State. The way our people are being killed in Nigeria is alarming. Even in war situations, people don't die this much. The family really need to put more effort in training the boy child. Almost all the killings carried out by young boys. Turkin Behundu, thank you for that one. And then all right, we have this one here from Comrade Ulo Basi from Buhari. He says, good morning, Lady Omoefe Peace. It sounds unbelievable to hear that marketers are still in the business of importing petroleum products into the country, even as we are made to know that there are 2 operational refineries working in full capacity now in the country. This is true. It goes to confirm the earlier accusations by Dangote Group that some NNPCL staff are operating, what is called blending plants somewhere in another country. Though price of fuel is still beyond the reach of ordinary citizens and, makes no difference with the imported ones, that cannot be an excuse for anyone to continue wasting the scarce foreign exchange on something that is available in the nation. This is the time to really find out those who are behind this economic sabotage. May God Almighty save us from ourselves. Comrade Ulobasi from Buhari, thank you for that message. And then Nancy from Kuje says, good morning, Eagles FM. The free train service is good, but why not just reduce the price of fuel instead, to cover the festive period? All right, Nancy is asking. Thank you so much for that message. Right opposed to the messages that we have on the WhatsApp portal now, and take, the voice note that we first come first serve, a kind of thingy this morning. All right, so let's take a listen to this one.
Good morning, Nigeria. Omoefe, welcome back. Good morning.
Good morning.
Daniel from Kurudu. Well, to me, for the federal government to step down this bill, this tax reform bill, I think is a welcome development for more consultation. I think this is what the president should have done earlier before now. And secondly, I want to urge the northern leaders. This bill has so much good things because it will make every state to look inward. In the 60s, 70s, the north has so much company, but because of this free money from the south, because of this free money from oil, all the company and factory in the north are all vanished today. How long will not keep depending on the south for free money? This tax reform, from what I heard and from what I listened to analysis, it will make every state being vibrant. Every state in this country has a potential to sustain. And when states begin to sustain themselves, the issue of insecurity will gradually reduce. The issue of unemployment will gradually reduce. So I think the consultation is a welcome development. I pray that God give our leaders to lead us aright. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
Good morning, Omoefe. My name is Salasi, sending this voice note from Briki. I greet Barrister Hassan Elda Onoja. I want to comment for this issue of defamation of character. Afi Babalola is a well-respected man, and you can see the power the security men are using in order to get this lawyer arrested. Now they say till 10 December. Just imagine that, while the Lokarawa are killing people every day. Imagine our security men. In fact, that video, you see how this security men enter there, seizing their phones and so on and so forth. But they can't do that to bandit. The bandit that will be on social media, they are on TikTok, they are on all social media, they can't get them. But when it comes to civilian, you see how these our security men are showing their muscles, they are showing their power, which is not supposed to be so. They should go after the criminal, they should go after the bandit, they should go after all these people. I want to talk about the NNPC. You can see them still importing fuel, and they asked somebody about the Port Harcourt refinery. He said, a staff of Port Harcourt refinery, he said, what happened to Nigeria here is the same thing that is happening to Port Harcourt refinery. But now the hell will come and say, hey, yes, he did it, our refinery are working, so on and so forth. They imported 2.something billion as from September to December. That which way in Nigeria? Which way in Nigeria, Omoefe? Thank you for giving me the privilege. Nagode.
Thank you very much, Salasi.
My sister, good morning. My name is Honorable Edward Philippo.
Good morning.
I appreciate the former Attorney General of the Federation undercard. He said President can rule from anywhere. And truly, Mr. President has proven that he can rule from anywhere. And he's actually listening for Nigerians anywhere he is by instructing that he welcome development. He should do the same by signing North Central Development, B. He has signed almost all the zones. What is he waiting? He can even sign it there. They can send to him. That is what National Assembly should be looking at. If a bill is passed, they should follow it up so that the president will sign. This particular bill that has given us problem, this tax bill, the fault is with Senate. They should take lesson from this. Any bill like that allow the stakeholders, the masses to contribute because there's an allocation for that. They should look into this very well. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Edward. All right, I'm afraid I just have to leave it here now. I see some more messages from Praise James Akabio. I also have this one from Abbas, but I really cannot, touch on your messages this because of time. And to those of you who joined us live on YouTube and Facebook, Ayegba Samuel, Aka Thomas, John Jacob, Kennedy Ingi, thank you all so much for keeping us company, and best believe we don't take all of these for granted. Well, Vicky Vic is somewhere in the premises or the building right now, probably just eyeing me. I don't know, because I already ate into his time. Apologies, Vicky Vic. All right, but he will be here in a bit to bring you up to speed with the latest happenings in the world of sport. And I definitely would make a return at the 9 o'clock hour, to discuss, the renewed onslaught against corruption